Hey guys, welcome back to rural Iowa. My name's Matt, and today we're going to be pulling the trailer back in, and we're going to be loading up some containers to take to a friend of mine. I'm going to go ahead and move the trailer over to the building, and then we'll hook up the trailer for the other trailer for the truck, and get the skid loader and get stuff loaded. This is where the trailer's been. Haven't done anything to it since we last saw it. It's a little rusty from where I put that new piece in, but we will get it moved over to the shed and see what we can get figured out. Alright, so we got this thing lifted up so I can take a look, get a better look at the underside of it. And the least I can say is yikes. I don't know, what else did I expect, but I'll show you what we got here. Okay, so needless to say, I'll be removing all these little tabs here, just make sure and get all this cleaned up for when I actually put new floorboard, or not new, when I put the old floorboards back on. I want them secured, so just getting this stuff out of the way so we're not fighting it. My biggest thing, these corners, they're a little gone. If you can see right there, that's flexing in there. That obviously needs to be welded back onto this, so we need to get that done. This isn't welded. You need to get that welded. These are not welded. These are not welded. Pretty much all these on both sides, because that one I just replaced and those aren't welded yet, but kind of figured they'd have welded them on this side, but apparently not. I need to clean those up and get those welded on there. I don't know, that's pretty much it for the underside. I don't know, it's kind of disappointing. Not disappointing, but it's annoying that these things right here, that they couldn't have lifted this thing up and welded the underside of it. We'll get to work buzzing these pieces off here, and yeah, see how far we get. I got a couple hours to do some work here, so we're going to at least try and get things prepped for another day. Let's go ahead and get to her. So I bought two 10-packs of these cutoff wheels, these Warrior cutoff wheels from Harbor Freight. We'll see how many of these I burned. I'll go ahead and keep track with you. The trailer back in the shop here. We started working on trying to figure out this siding to cover up. I cut out some rust, figure out how to get this thing welded in here. I got these boards in here to make sure that's level so I can get that welded. Got it on both sides. I don't know if you can actually see it in this, but this is bent. It's bent down. So I'm going to have to figure something out with that. All in all, we still got a lot of work ahead of us, but at least we got it back in the building here. Got to do a lot of welding. That's basically what we're at right now, is getting things welded back together. I still got to weld the underside of this trailer. Probably take the tailgate off, weld that up, and get that off so I can roll the trailer completely over. A lot easier to weld that way instead of having to tip it up on its side. But there's Mabel. Hi, Mabel. But we're getting a good start, an idea on what to do here. Gonna do that pretty much all around except for here. But yeah, once we get the stuff all welded up, once we get all this welded up, then we're gonna be painting it and everything. But for right now, I think I got a good idea on what I'm going to be doing to get this thing going. Probably not gonna sandblast, so I'll probably wash it off really good. Maybe run it with the wire brush. When I'm doing the painting, I'm not going to do much with it, but I'm done for now, for today. We'll come back tomorrow and we'll hopefully start doing some welding. Hey, what's going on? We're back with Reliwa here, and I got a new recording setup, so I'm checking the microphone outside. I got the one microphone hooked up right now. Grass is green, it's growing, looking nice. Got a cat over there. And Mabel. Hi, Mabel. There she is. Yeah. Alright, well, let's get back inside and get working on this trailer. Alright, we're trying this new recording style out. Well, not a style, but it's I got new equipment, so we're just trying to see what works and what doesn't. So we're back working on the trailer today, and I have a decision to make. These welds, they're not good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be cutting the welds and re-welding it. So this because this weld right here is pretty junk, and there's a big gap on all of these. I thought about trying to just weld it, but I want this thing to last longer than, you know, I don't want to have to be welding a giant gap. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a marker, I'm going to mark where each of these are, so when I grind it, I don't have to sit and measure forever again, and I'll do one at a time. Also, I don't know if you can see this, where this is to there. I don't know if the camera picks that up very well, but that looks bent. So I am going to probably try and put the skid loader on it, put a jack underneath it, see if I can jack it back up, make it look a little straighter than what it is right now. Other than that, we'll get to work on cutting and re-welding this. This one here actually I already did, because this one was really bad. So I, in fact, only need to do 2. But it's still gonna be a pain in the butt. But we'll get it figured out. We'll go ahead and get to it. We got these welds done up. Look a lot better than they did in both of them. The rest of it's as flat as it's gonna be. So now we're gonna turn. We're gonna turn and start working on this one. I'll drop this tailgate too right now, just so I can get that out of the way. That needs to be welded up, but not gonna do it quite yet. I want to mess with this because that tailgate's going to be way easier than trying to get this all leveled out. So what we got here is I cut some sheet metal that's angled, and I I'm going to weld it to this so we can have some rigidity again. Hopefully get this thing one more step closer to putting it back on the road. Let's do some welding. I'm going to grind this up just a little more. Okay, so we're going to be cutting 4-inch piece off of this. We're going to be putting it down here to support the angle iron that is going along that way and connect it to the angle iron that's going this way, just so we have a better connection. The gap's too wide to do an actual weld, so that's why we're going to be cutting this angle iron and welding it. Also gives us a place to put a clearance slide if we want to do that later. Still on the same cutting wheel, so I think I'll be doing her in on this one though. What we did here is I ended up welding down here. There was some rust holes in the C channel there, so I went ahead and just patched it. I went ahead and welded that thing up there. Got that. We're gonna move on to the fender well. What we got here is this is disconnected, so I am going to cut a piece of sheet and then weld the sheet to the, not to the fender, to the well, I guess is what it would be called, this piece back here. But we'll get that measured out and cut and go from there. All right, we got the fender, got this all welded up, and we got this all welded up, and we welded the patch right there. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is turn this thing around so we can start work on the other side. The other side's in worse shape, so we're going to start working on that one. I know that we're actually going to have to redo that back over there because it is way worse. It'll be a project, nothing to it but to do it, as they say. Now that we have this moved around, we'll take the tires back off and start assessing the damage. You can see this is pretty well rusted all the way down. So we will be kind of doing what we did over here on this side. We'll be cutting that rust out all the way to the fender, from this corner all the way up to the fender on this side. Put a plate on the inside of the fender, on the tire side of the fender, and then we'll be plating out the back end. I didn't do it to the other side, but this side is worse. You can see it's rusted out here, so we're gonna have to put a plate up on it. This side, luckily, we did not have that issue, so things were a lot better. that does it for right now. We got this welded up, and we are going to work on the back part of it the next video. For right now, I got to get inside and get cleaned up. But thanks for watching. Make sure and like and subscribe, and let me know if you think that what I'm doing with this is the right way to go about it. Like I say, just welding on the outside of these, doing a top weld, making sure that hopefully water won't get trapped in it, and then it's not welded on the bottom so water can escape. So yeah, gotta still do the fender and gotta do the back end, and then I think what I'm going to do in the next video is try and straighten this out, because that back half's not level. But I'll do that before I work on the fender in the back, just so everything ends up right. But thank you again for watching, and take care, guys. See ya.